Come to Niagara Falls Comic-Con for a 3-day celebration of pop culture featuring more than 150,000 square feet of exhibits, comic books, memorabilia, celebrities, the video game arena, Falls Horror Fest, and more. Come and meet more than 30 celebrities, including the legend himself, William Shatner, Breaking Bad's Giancarlo Esposito, TV Superman Dean Cain, Woo, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, the 7th Dr. Sylvester McCoy, 90210's Jason Priestley, TMNT's Kevin Eastman, The Walking Dead's Chandler Riggs, Ghostbuster Ernie Hudson, and much more. Get your picture taken with the Ecto-1, the Doctor Who Daleks, and the Star Wars Stormtroopers. Niagara Falls Comic-Con takes place Friday, June 6th, Saturday, June 7th, and Sunday, June 8th at the Scotiabank Convention Center in Niagara Falls, Canada. Tickets are available at the door and online at nfcomiccon.com. Presented by Niagara College, Canada.
Game on.
Show off? Is that what we're going to start this off with? Is the... Well, I was going to put on the original trailer. Well, the new one that came out that's like 5 minutes long. But I mean, let's be honest with each other. Sitting around for 5 minutes waiting for this audio is going to be a little bit too much. So we're not going to do that. So I put on the 1 minute original teaser trailer that they put up. Now, Flash looks promising, and I say that with great confidence on how it was created, the people that are involved in the project, and the segue over from Arrow really pushes for this project to be gold. I think that's why I pushed out the teaser trailer at the beginning of the news podcast this week. Normally, it's all about shenanigans and stuff, but I really want to give this good props because, I mean, I'm really sold on it right now. I think from what I've seen in the 5 minute sneak peek trailer, the 1 minute teaser trailer that was just aired a second ago, it looks really good. And CW has been on a roll for superhero shows for a while now, so let's hope it stays on top of it. But on that note, let's get to the news. There must be a god because apparently Xbox is dropping their price. Yeah, I know, but there's always a catch. The catch is that no more Kinect. What? Yeah, they're going to remove the Kinect. And they're also going to remove the gold restrictions for the Xbox One. Let's be honest here. Not everyone can afford to pay for their internet. So now they're going to allow the Xbox One to be able to stream Netflix without a gold membership, which should have already existed since the Xbox 360, but what do I know? This makes perfect sense to me, makes perfect sense to you, but I think that this company needs to make a better decision when it comes down to their online play because this is a great market that they can make money off of. But if I have to pay $60 just to access the internet portion of it, that kind of turns me off. So the fact that they're doing it is fine. Kinect is a huge sell and always will be a huge sell. But me personally, I wouldn't be interested in that. So this is a win for the Xbox. So let's put that little notch in the W column for them. Now, I'm not going to knock down the fact that this guy was able to make something really cool, because that's not what it's about. Do I think that it's not the best of decisions is a little bit of a different scenario. So, there's a kid. Yes, a kid. You heard me. I wasn't kidding about it. There was a kid that absolutely wanted to be like Wolverine, which is every kid's dream. Every kid would love to be Wolverine since that's everyone's favorite character in the X-Men. So a kid named Colin made his own 12-inch blades that come out of his arms. But they come out in such a way because they use his mechanics, and more or less, he used the concept from Taxi, if you remember when the gun was on the wristband and how it was shot out. So it actually has a claw deployment. And guess what? The blades are real. So that's pretty smart as it is, right? No. It's impressive to watch. If you haven't looked it up, look it up on YouTube. I think it was really cool. But do I think that's a bad idea? Absolutely. This is how people get hurt by these type of decisions, because they're like, oh, I'm going to try something cool. And next thing you know, oh, stab my best friend. Whoops. What are you going to do? He basically has a backpack that has air tanks in it to help shoot, basically use it as... I guess the best way to put it is using the type of technology you would use for a paintball gun with a CO2 cartridge, but mind you, he has to actually walk around with an air tank to get the pop of it shooting out, which is a little bit extreme. I'm sure there's a better way they could have done it, but this way works just as well. I think it's really cool, but this is something that should not be available to anyone, because this is how people get hurt. It's these type of decisions that get people extremely injured. So props to you, Colin, but... I really hope that this is the end of your experiments, because otherwise someone's going to get hurt eventually, and then, of course, the comic books will take the shitstorm for it. So this is why it is important for you to have beta testers, so that when you launch a video game, the day of the launch, they don't have to sit there and watch a 7 gigabyte patch happen upon launch. And what I'm referring to is Wolfenstein's The New Order, which I'm on the fence for trying. The last Wolfenstein really wasn't that great. The one before that, which was, I think it was a PC one before after the classic, there was one after that. I think it was Return to Castle Wolfenstein, I believe it was really good. But I think that if you have to patch the game when you buy it, because there's so many bugs in it, that's kind of terrifying. Now, 7.3 gigabytes for the Xbox One edition is a little bit extreme. Not the PS3, PS4, and PC versions are only 5 gig. But the point is that you shouldn't need to patch a game the minute you buy it. PlayStation's known for constantly patching everything, sure, but I mean at the same time though, not the rest of us in the world are able to afford giant internet packages where you can afford to lose 7 gigabytes for nothing. Like, if the game's not going to work, then maybe you should beta test it just a little bit more before you sell it. But what do I know? And it may not be just patches. It could be rewriting small little things. But you know what? That is a huge turnoff as a consumer. And I remember when I got my first PlayStation 3, and that's where the whole joke of patching came from, is that I had to basically, before I could do anything, I had to patch the system. Then I had to wait for it to update. Then I was like, okay, finally got it. I'm going to play Call of Duty 4. Then I had to patch. Fine, cool. Then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to play Tiger Woods, because I got Tiger Woods as well. Then I had to wait for that to patch. It got so redundant, I ended up turning off because I wasn't in the mood anymore because so much patching was happening. So maybe this is something people can take away. I understand patching is there to stop bugs. I get it. But at the same time, though, if you have bugs on launch day, then your game should never have left production. Just saying. Not really news related, but look at the photo about Gotham, where you have the main characters in the middle, which is Bullock, and that would be Commissioner Gordon. And you have the right, you have Bruce Wayne, and you have Alfred, and on the left you have Catwoman, and what have you. Look closely at the top. You'll see the Joker's card. To the far right, you'll see the question mark. See these little things that are there? I think that Joker guy pointed that out on his own page, and I just think it's very funny. And I found out another page, and I'll probably post it 2 hours earlier, later today. When you get this, today I'm recording Sunday, so Monday. Really look at it. You'll see all these different villains, little trademarks in the whole thing. I think it's pretty cool, and I thought I'd share it with you guys. Like I said, main photo of the show, where all the main characters in the picture, and you got Gotham, and very dark look to it. Start really looking into the shadows. You'll start seeing all the villains. So Rihanna is now a cyberbully. Now, I don't really care about this shit. I just found it kind of funny that the one person that prides herself on being a person as a role model to kinda, I don't know, now is cyberbullying a teenage fan because of how they dressed, because it was similar to her costume. She wore a similar thing. She may not have the same body, but that's pretty classy there. You stay classy there. Yeah. Hey, remember that time that Chris Brown hit you? But PlayStation's like, you know what? We have to evolve. And they agree. Now, we're not going to talk about my little experience with them today on how they're screwing me out of a $28 PlayStation card and refuse to refund it, and their customer service is absolutely horrible. Yeah, I'm a little bit angry about that. All I wanted to do, guys, is play the newest episode of The Walking Dead from the video game from Telltale. But apparently I cannot. And I'm not going to go too sidetracked about it, but I've been told that if your PlayStation card that you purchased at a store that was activated, and it's clearly activated, does not want to be added to your wallet right away, you need to be patient and try for the next few days, and eventually it'll work. That's the PlayStation philosophy. With that said, they're also getting involved in streaming. Now, this is something that's been brought up in the past before. I didn't think to be serious about it, but now streaming games is something that people want to do. I don't know if I do. And this is what I want you to take away after this podcast is if we stream games all the time like Netflix, games require more data, require more data transfer, equals higher internet bills. Right, guys, I know I'm not like most people and don't look at their internet bill. I'm like, fuck it, whatever. But when it boils down to at the end of the day, when you have a $500 internet bill because you decided to stream Diablo 3 online, no, thank you. I'm gonna pass on that play. How about you just download the stupid game, take the hit for 4 gigs, and then play it whenever the hell you want? What if your internet connection's not good? Example, admin Rick, he's located in Arizona. Where he's located in Arizona, the internet speeds is horrible. Where I'm located, I can get 25 megabytes per second. He's lucky if he can hit 5. Oh yeah, streaming sounds like a great idea to everyone. Not. I'm going to give it to Godzilla, even though from what I've been told, I'm going to watch it tonight. Or tomorrow. Soon. And there will be a review soon about Godzilla, how it is a mediocre movie at best. And I remember reviewing it last week. Some of the comments from the critics, and they basically went on how it was not a good movie, and he's already making another one. That's a given. Like, we all knew that there was going to be multiple Godzillas, because that's what Godzilla is a very bad Japanese film, Chinese film, whatever it was created for, that was made constant amounts, because everyone's like, holy shit, a giant fucking monster. Like, that is always going to be a selling part. But I don't know. We'll find out after I watch the new one. But from my understanding, though, it's going to get old real fast. It's kind of like Transformers. You saw the first Transformers movie, you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. And the second one, you're like, oh, well, you're all right. And third one, you're like, why is Leonard Nimoy in this? And now they're making a fourth one that I'm going to guess, based by the trailers, it happens many years later after Shia LaBeouf's, much needed retirement. And now Mark Wahlberg's involved. Like, there's just... No, sometimes... There is such thing as one-hit wonders. I'm a true believer of that because they do exist. But sometimes, if a movie works, it's great. But not everything requires a sequel. And I'll leave it at that. Thanks for listening to the news. 13 minutes is going to be the marker today. Thanks for listening again. Next week, we have a lot of things coming up. We actually have a bunch of video game reviews. We'll have a movie review. Rainer's going to do the Telltale's Walking Dead episode 3 of season 2. Reason why? Because, like I said, PlayStation card don't work. Rick, he's going to be putting up the review from the Xbox One's Rise, which is pretty intense. I'll have a review on Godzilla. I'm sure then Nicole eventually will have up some of her own reviews about comic books, because she's a huge comic book fanatic. And then we'll be back next week for another podcast. But it will be the last podcast in the current location I'm at, because the following one I'll be moving. So I cannot give you a guarantee on what's going to happen with that, but I'll tell you now that when we get into the new studio, things will be uninterrupted. Everything will be fantastic, and I'm looking forward to moving the studio. So with that said, enjoy a chimichanga.